My name is Harmon Mosley. I am the owner of St. Louis Cinemas, St. Louis, Missouri. We have 4 locations for a total of 15 screens. I've been in this business since August of 1977. It'll be 40 years this coming August. Sonic is, I bought every one of my digital projectors from them and other theaters that I've been involved in. I've recommended Sonic. They just did everything, including the digital projection, sound, screens, frames, masking, seating, carpet, lighting, everything that goes into a movie theater. You couldn't really ask for anything more. These are uncharted territories we're in. These are the pioneer days of digital projection, and there's going to be some growing pains and learning pains. And I just think Sonic has started. I mean, they really started their company with the digital projection, and they have grown and learned with it from the beginning. Sonic has no matter what I needed with regards to projection, but it's also all the other parts of the theater. Your popcorn machines, concession remodel, seating, whatever they are, one-stop shop for any independent or any exhibitor. All you have to do is see some of the theaters that they've built themselves. And I would tell anybody one of the most cutting-edge theaters, and certainly in our marketplace today, is Wentzville Bluffs. I mean, that's an amazing theater, and they've taken the bar, the food service, the reclining loungers, the curved silver screens to another level, and it's very, very impressive what they've done out there.
I'm Byron Berkeley, and I own a small group of theaters in the East Texas area. I have a theater in Kilgore, Texas. I have one in Henderson, Texas, one in Mineral Wells, Texas, and one also in Jacksonville, Texas. These are all small oil towns, and average population about 16,000 people. And as you might imagine, I'm the only show in town. I've been with Sonic, I think, just about 3 years. We found that the Sonic organization seemed to be a little bit more tuned toward our smaller markets. We felt that they were more aware of the needs of the smaller market operators like ourselves. They were more experienced dealing with smaller markets, and so we made a change to them, and we've been very pleased with their service since then.
But I'd have to say, when it comes to service, is what's important to me as an exhibitor, because I don't want to lose a show. Losing a show to me is like the worst thing that can possibly happen. It's hard enough to get customers to choose my theater in a competitive market, to get them away from their television sets, and then when they choose to come to my theater, and if I can't show them the movie that they've come to, well then I am shattered. I hate when that happens, and I will do anything I possibly can try to get them to go as a guest to one of my other screens, see something there. You're here to see a movie, please stay as my guest, because I'm who knows what these people have done. Maybe they've gotten a babysitter, that the clock is ticking at $10 or $12 an hour for them. Maybe they've had to take a bus and mass transit to get there. They have chosen to get to my theater, and if I can't deliver, then I am heartbroken. And I can't be at all of my screens at all the same time, but I do think that I've conveyed to my staff how important that is to me. And that's why Sonic has been is such a critical part of my team. They're my call when something goes wrong, and something does go wrong. It's vital, and their support with Chris, with Ron, with Lonnie, with Jeff Horton, with Dan Herron, all these guys have just honestly gone above and beyond the call of duty, time and time and time again, to get us back on screen, and they have certainly earned my loyalty and my business.
We've been especially pleased with their Network Operations Center, their NOC. They have some very qualified technicians at the NOC, and they have been able to address successfully just about every issue that has popped up in the course of our association with them. So we're very pleased with their service. We feel that they have a good organization, and like I said earlier, they're very tuned into smaller markets like ourselves, and that's a big plus for us.
I have to say, with digital, it really is a perfect picture. Uniform white, crisp edges, and when it works, it is just the best. And that's a key part about Sonic, I have to say, is that the when it works part, because it's a glitchy. It's still a little glitchy here in the early days of digital. And I mean, I'm a knowledgeable guy about a movie theater, but I don't know anything about what I can do to make the digital projection work when the screen becomes all green when it starts up, or it's, and that's where Sonic has been just above and beyond the Call of Duty. I've had techs drive 5 hours to go get a part and come back so I wouldn't lose a show. And I've had them been intermediaries for me with GDC or with Christie to have parts replaced that under warranties that could have cost really a lot of money. And there's a lot of service that's involved with these digital projectors in these early days. I'm sure they'll become more reliable and as time goes by. But in this first incarnation, which is exactly what we're in at the moment, the first time ever there's been a uniform delivery system of the Hollywood product onto the screen, and it really has been a great upgrade as far as sound and picture, there's no doubt about it, but it is still the 99.9% uptime is a number that I would challenge.
We've obviously, like everybody in the digital business, we've had a lot of things that have happened unexpectedly, like servers that have crashed and things like that, which those are, I guess, normal everyday occurrences. But in every instance that has occurred, we've been able to get back up and running very quickly, and sometimes just in a matter of minutes. Other times it might have taken a little longer, but never had any really serious downtimes with Sonic, because again, like I said earlier, their personnel are pretty well qualified and seem to be able to address problems quickly. We found that one of the benefits of dealing with Sonic was that their response time was very short. In other words, we didn't have to wait any length of time before we had a technician addressing the problem, whether it was either through the knock or even physically if a technician had to be sent to the location.
I don't know who else you'd go to. I'm not looking anywhere else, and I've certainly recommended them to other exhibitors who have used them and used them in. I mean, I got connected with Sonic after I'd already built my theaters. So when we went to build other theaters, or somebody asked me to help them, direct them in building other things, I've recommended them for that, and I have not heard anyone once say that they wish they hadn't gone with them.
Again, being a small operator and having friendships and acquaintances with a lot of other small operators, you know, we get together and talk a lot about different issues in the business. And I've been an advocate of Sonic since we've been with the company, and have recommended to a number of my associates that they ought to take a look at Sonic and consider their services. So, yeah, if you are with another company now and you're satisfied, that's fine. But if you feel that maybe you might need some improvements or a little bit better attention, I would strongly recommend that you take a look at Sonic. I think you'd be very happy with what they have to offer. They're good people. They're in the business, which is another benefit, I think, of dealing with them. They understand the business from a theater operating standpoint, I think, a lot better than perhaps some service companies do. So I think that's a strong point that they bring to the party.
On the installations, I just was very, very, very impressed by the folks that did the installation. I thought these were just young guys from Kansas that were coming to work their heart out at a high-tech industry, and honestly, it kind of made me proud as an American that that we were supporting this kind of industry, and that, you know, and then in that, you know, talk about American workers. Well, I'd have to say Sonic staff would be a pretty good example of the best of us.